Hey, ladies, it's TamikiaTT. All right, I know it's been like 4 months since I did a live. I can't believe I haven't done a live since like July, the end of July. It has been so busy. This summer has been so busy. I thought last year was like super stressful, but I'm trying to give y'all a chance to get in here. And we're eating dinner. No. I got Chinese. No. Here, bye. No, I know it. You don't want the chicken. You just want the rice. But anyway, chat. It's been so busy. Work has been so busy. I've been so swamped. I've gotten next to like no sleep. I probably got all kinds of like bags under my eyes and stuff. Crazy, crazy, crazy. For the last couple of weeks. However, this is not clickbait. I definitely got something in the mail today that I wanted to share with y'all. But I'm just trying to see who made it. Hey, Mrs. Living in Hope. Come on, don't shake the camera, baby. Hey, Miss Lex. Yay! I debated because I'm so tired. I debated, but I wanted to open this box with y'all. Hi, Mommy. Hello. Hi, Mommy. So, hey, Sean. So this one here is being extra, but of course I got to put the food down. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. It has been kind of a stressful adventure. And God, I'm like between hungry and he's looking at himself in the other camera. But I'm like so hungry and so tired at the same time. So excuse me for having to get some little bit of sustenance. Okay, I'm gonna put this down. Here, have some rice. I just wanted to feed him because it'll keep him from bouncing off the walls. All right, so I'm gonna put this down and get to it so that we're not waiting too late. Oh, thank you, Miss Living Hope. I'm sorry. All right, I said hello to y'all. I gotta do my thing. Miss Living in Hope, Miss Lex. Sure, thanks for joining me. I know this is a late live. Thank you, Mrs. Living in Hope. Thank you. He's still in my juice. Okay, we're not gonna drink all juice tonight, okay? Okay, Mommy. I like how you think a bit. Okay, I'm gonna put the food to the side. Hopefully, he doesn't knock that over, and I have to fuss at him. No. Let's see. I hope it's good news. I got heartbreaking news today, but life goes on. Oh, Miss Lex, I'm so sorry. Feel free to share it only if you want to. No pressure. But I'm sorry that you got heartbreaking news. And I pray that you find answers and comfort, and resolve to whatever news that you received today. I'm sorry about that. This is Living in Hope, also giving her stories. Thanks, Miss Lex. Thank you. All right. And Char also giving her her prayers for strength and comfort as well. Okay. So on to the business at hand. Since we got 8 watching, don't forget to thumbs up the live. Okay. See, I gotta watch him with this juice because he'll steal it, he'll spill it, and then I'll be mad. All right. All right, because that was, I think, like chicken and punai sauce. So it's like spicy. Okay, baby. All right, y'all. So on to the business at hand. Baby G tried to open my box as he does every box. I got this huge box here. Try not to show y'all my address. But it's a huge box. So let's pop it open. Anybody want to guess what might be in here? You know, baby G just had a birthday. Stop shaking the camera. Baby G just had a birthday. Last Friday. So could be something in here for him. Could be something in here for me. What y'all think? Anybody want to take a guess? Mommy? No. Leave my juice alone. And before you knock over my food. Excuse me, sir. Are you done being dramatic? I don't know juice so much. Sure. Can you wait a little bit for the juice? We're sharing something with the family. Okay, mommy. Okay. I my juice. No, one is not your juice. It's mommy's juice. You know what? Here. Just take it and try not to spill it. No, because we will never hear the end of it, y'all. We will never hear the end of it. And when he's done with that, he'll come back for my water. Okay, so nobody wants to guess? Or are my comments delayed? Nobody wants to guess? What's in the box? Because I'm popping the box open with y'all. No takers. Y'all just want to see? I thought y'all might wanted to guess. I guess not. All right. All right. If I pull one thing, there's multiple things. The conversations with baby. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Living in Hope. You can't guess or you won't guess. Mrs. Living in Hope. All right, I'm not gonna make this painful because we already 7 minutes in. There are multiple items in here. First item, ding, 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 ding. That's right, is Minipure. You know what else is in here? Mommy. Ding, 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 ding. Yes. Me. What does this mean? Egg retrieval pending. Egg retrieval pending. Yes, ma'am. You didn't know what to guess. It ain't sperm, so I don't know. Yes, definitely. For the past 2 years, I've had issues with my period. It stopped coming. Progesterone would work for 2 months and stop. I went to a new doctor this week and he checked my hormone levels. Oh, Miss Lex. Does that mean menopause? Perimenopause? Is that the bad news? You can still get pregnant though, girl. You can still get pregnant. If you got a good uterus, you can still get pregnant. You might need donor eggs, but you can still get pregnant. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Yay. How much you? Yay, baby G 2.0 for 2023. I hope so. Yeah, early menopause. He wants me to come in and talk. Okay. Have the talk. Have some support with you as well, Miss Lex. Have some support. You know, if you don't already have like a therapist, you know. Let me see. That's Minipure, I guess. All right, there's some other vials in here. These look like, these are Minipure as well. I don't know why they're not in the box. Like I said, to break a box. No, baby. Of course. I got some Pregnal syringes. Ganirelix, or I guess the I don't know, some brand name for it. Okay. He wants the fortune cookie, even though he barely ate dinner. He drank the rest of my juice. I feel like I'm like packed up and stuff. I will keep the fortune. Interesting fortune. It is better not to speak of things you do not understand. I don't know if I like that fortune or not. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. More sorries for Lex. Yeah. And then so dear, I just turned 38. Not that I'm actively trying to get pregnant, but if I wanted to, now it's a challenge. I understand. I don't mean to pry, but do you know if there's any family history of like early onset menopause? Um, because I have come across a number of ladies who've mentioned early onset menopause in their families, like before 40, which I didn't realize it was so common. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, Miss Flexex. It's got to be tough. I can't say I know how you feel, but I certainly empathize, with what you must be going through. That has got to be tough. But if you need, the doctor wants you to come in and talk. Like I said, I don't know if you currently see a therapist or not, or have somebody, that maybe can go with you for that appointment. Somebody who can hold your hand. Doctors tend to not do that, you know. So while you have, this conversation that will be tough. So hopefully. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Lexi. Okay. No history. Okay. Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And here I am going on and on about doing the IVF cycle. And to be no, no. He is hungry, y'all. To be honest, uh, I don't know about my dosages. Oh, these are not even the same. Bite. This isn't even what I wanted. Um, hey JB. You missed what's in the box, but I'm about to talk a little bit more about it. Sorry, I'm trying to feed the kid. It's late. Here, you take that. This is like stealing my food.
No food.
Okay. So I already shown the Menopur. I have the Follistim. I have the Pregnal. I have Ganirelic. And in the freezer bag. See what's in here. Oh, that was just the pen. This will be the actual Follistim cartridges. Yeah, in the bag. Follistim. Wait, it's not. Sorry. That one has my information on it. The Follistim cartridges. So, yes, I am doing another IVF cycle. This has been a long time coming. I was originally supposed to try this out in July. It was getting too stressful to get all the checklist items done. It got pushed to September. Mid-July, Baby G and I caught the vid on vacation. And because we had the vid, the clinic demanded that we be PCR negative before we can come back into the office. And they needed me to come back into the office for a anesthesiologist clearance. And because I could not get in, September had to be pushed to November. To be honest, I did not get cleared for November until literally this morning. So I have been on birth control for almost 3 weeks. Actually, no. Yes, almost 3 weeks. And Today will be my last day because I take the birth control at night. Today will be the last day that I take birth control. I go in on Monday for ultrasound, and I'm supposed to start my stems on Monday. What is not in this box is something new. Actually, almost all of this is new for me. My previous cycle did not use Follistim. It used Gonal F. I did use Menopure. My previous cycle used, or I should say my 2 previous cycles in 2018, used Cetratide. This is Ganirelic. And I had a generic form of Pregno for my trigger shot. And there was one additional thing added to this cycle, and that is the ever expensive Omnitrope. I do not have the Omnitrope here. This particular pharmacy does not distribute Omnitrope. That had to be sent to a different pharmacy. So the Omnitrope is coming tomorrow. Insurance does not pay for Omnitrope. This medication was paid for by insurance, all on copay. And I'm trying to see, I didn't even get the total. The doctor did originally order Gonal F. My insurance did not cover Gonal F, so they had to switch to the Follistim. It looks like my total copay, since I hit my deductible in March, my total copay was $140 for all of these, pardon me, medications. Some of these were free. Well, that's probably the syringes and stuff. And then of course they gave me another Sharps container. The Omnitrope, on the other hand, not covered by insurance whatsoever. I don't know what his dosage is on that Omnitrope, but apparently I needed 3 vials to get through a cycle to the tune of, rounded up, $1,200. Yes. Okay. Yes. $1,200 on the Omnitrope. The Omnitrope is new for me. I'm not even sure that I need it, but I'm sure he's just trying to make it work. I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can see some dosages on this Follistim because it says 300 IUs. I don't believe I've ever been on a dose that high. My AMH didn't change very much from last time. So I really feel like he might be overdosing me. And I had that conversation with him. He said, don't worry, I'm not going to do that. We'll see. Come on, get down, baby. All right, so. Hey, JB. Let me see. Miss Lex so upset on my regular. She's been trying to figure this out for 2 years, but she never thought to check hormone levels. That's a lesson, right? The OBs are sometimes not like, I don't understand why they wouldn't check your hormone levels if you've had irregular cycles. Unless she just assumed that you maybe had like PCOS or something and just straight kind of diagnosed you with that. What are you doing? What are you doing? You want to eat? You're hungry? Okay. Hold on. Give mommy a second. All right. So I have, let me just say, I haven't seen my instructions yet. But they definitely prescribed 300. I don't know if I'm starting at 300 or if I could potentially go up to 300. And he just wanted to make sure I had enough medication. So, okay, baby, hold on. I will have to do another video on the actual protocol. And I'm trying to see. All right. These are just the receipts. I'm trying to see the Menopure, what the dosage is on this Menopure. This looks like 150 on the Menopure. So we'll see. Like I said, I have not yet received the Omnitrope. Everybody seems to think 3 vials is a lot, so I don't know what the dosage is. The other difference is I always thought women were sort of primed with Omnitrope, which meant, you know, you took it for like a month before you started stems. I'm sorry. I'm on this birth control. I am straight. Excuse me. I straight want to rage all the time. I literally want to rip my hair from the roots.
What do I eat?
Perhaps you should have ate earlier when mommy was trying to feed you. Excuse me. Excuse me. Why are we hollering? Why are we hollering? Mommy does not like that. Here. Get over here, because I don't like you over here in this corner. Move over here.
No.
You're gonna eat. I'm gonna give you food to eat.
No.
I'm glad I know how to breathe, y'all. Here. You want to eat. Stop pressing buttons. I told you I was trying to feed him so he would calm down, but I guess I just made him more hungry. Excuse me. Yeah. So, all right, I'm sweating, y'all, because can I tell y'all, I did not feel this bad on birth control before. I honestly feel like I'm having an out-of-body experience every single day. I literally want to rage out and curse everybody out. Having a toddler running around crazy does not help my situation. My tolerance is so thin. I don't even know what to say. What to say. Ooh, that was spicy. And so I have to dial myself back in when I'm dealing with him because I find myself like screaming all the time. Miss Lex, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm being a little bipolar here because I want to be sympathetic and empathetic to you and your situation that you shared. But at the same time, my mind is jumping over here with him. I'm trying to calm down my rage.
I drink water.
Yes, you're drinking the water. Since you drink all the juice. So, JB, you see how the baby is. Ball of energy. No, we are not going to play with scissors.
What's funny?
I swear, he finds all the hiding spaces. Let's get to some comments. Yes, Miss Les likes aggressive. And I mean, I don't know what the hormone levels look like, but I hope your doctor has a plan. And I don't know if you're ready to execute on a plan since you said you were not actively trying. But I hope after some thought and some prayer, you get answers on how to move from here. You know what I mean? Don't touch it. Don't touch.
Eat rice.
I know you want to eat rice. You don't want to eat chicken? You don't want chicken?
No.
Okay.
I know it.
All right.
I know it.
So that's what's in the box. Omnitrope is costing me, well, everything in that box cost me $140 thanks to my insurance.
I know it.
Omnitrope is costing me roughly $1,200. It's $1,180 some odd dollars. But $1,200 for 3 vials. I don't know what that dosage is, but everybody seems to think that it's I'm sorry, I just feel like I'm all over the place. Everybody seems to think that that's high to have 3 vials. And he is not priming me with Omnitrope. What he's doing, I guess I'm taking the Omnitrope during the cycle, so there is like no time that I'm on Omnitrope before. So when I heard that that was part of the protocol, I had to ask, like, shouldn't I have already been on that? And all the nurses said no, and they weren't even aware that some doctors will have you take Omnitrope before. So I guess those doctors just do something different. Oh, thank you, Miss Lex. I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure that I'm ready. But it's in my mind. It's time for me to ish or get off the pot. So I'm trying to ish at this point. Yay! New clinic or same clinic? Okay. So this is actually a both question. So the clinic that I had my previous procedures at, it is the same clinic. So it will be the same embryologist. All the supporting staff at that clinic will be the same, save for whatever changes they've made in the last 4 years or so. However, the RE is new. So my RE worked independently, but he utilized this clinic to perform his procedures via a partnership of some kind. He is now not operating independently as his own clinic anymore, and he is with another fertility clinic, which is not a horrible clinic, but their embryology lab is in Jacksonville. I am in Orlando. Jacksonville is about 2 hours away, depending on where in Jacksonville, maybe 2.5 hours away. This clinic, which I had my procedures done before, is in Melbourne, which is exactly an hour away. So if I have to choose between an hour and 2 hours, I'm going to choose an hour. Not to mention, I like the embryologist there. Will be the exact same embryologist. So I think that relationship is more important to me than the RE relationship, because that is the guy who will babysit my embryos until I'm ready to put it or them, however this turns out, back. I had a great rapport with him. I've had a couple of really good conversations with him during my last journey. So it was important to me that I kind of stick this out, and then I like the idea of not having to go 2 hours. The downside is that had I stayed with my RE or use a different doctor in the new clinic that he's in, my monitoring would be closer, like 20 minutes away versus an hour away.
Hi, Mommy. Excuse me.
Yes, you're excused. Do not touch the computer. So that's the downside. That now for all these appointments that I've had, I now have to go an hour away for all the prep work, the anesthesiologist clearance, the HSG. Had to travel an hour to get to these places, but I'm hoping to not have to do this for very long. So, in that regard, also, I only have enough sperm for 2 fertilization egg retrievals. So once that's exhausted, that will be the end of this journey. So hopefully we can get baby number 2 out of there. So all right, I'm falling behind on the comments, so let me get back. So ready for the journey. Let's get the party started. New clinic, same clinic. I don't think did I not? Oh, he touched the screen. That's why it wasn't up here. Okay. Omnitrope was like gold. I know, but with what use, Mrs. Living in Hope? With the priming, where you take it like a month before you start STEM? Or is it still gold when you take it during stems and not before? What do you know? TTJB says, hey, baby G. Ask baby G if he wants a brother or sister. Okay. Excuse me. Come here. Mommy has a question.
Mommy has a question.
Or actually, I should say, your internet TTs have a question.
Question.
Yes, there's a question. So here's the question. 2 questions, actually. First question.
First question.
If you're listening to Mommy tap your nose, thank you. Do you want to be a big brother?
Big brother.
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
I don't think he understands. Okay. So, okay, let's try a different question. If Mommy has a baby,
baby.
do you want a boy or a girl?
A boy or girl.
Which one? A boy or a girl?
I want a mama. Mama, girl.
Do you want a baby?
The baby.
Do you want one?
This one.
I don't think he understands the question, y'all. I don't think he understands. But we'll try it a little bit later and see if maybe he'll understand. But I tried. He's so cute and busy. Yes, thank you, but so busy. So busy. $1,200. Yes. So not expecting that. No. So not expecting that.
No, question.
I don't even know if you want to hear what they charging for PGT. By the way, it is called PGT testing, not PGS testing. And the chromosome testing is called PGT-A. And if you're testing the embryos for genetic issues, that is called PGT-M, like Mary. Pardon me. They want $4,400. Yo, I swear everything has gone up since the last time I did this. They want $4,400 just to biopsy the embryos. That's just the biopsy. $4,400. I still have to pay the lab to test the sample. Now, I do have a question out to finance because my insurance does cover biopsy. So if my insurance covers biopsy and they can bill them, my question is My question is, can I get a discount? Or can it be free? Or can you just bill me later on it? Finance has yet to answer my question.
No, I'll answer.
I do have a coworker who here, baby.
No.
You don't want to eat?
No.
I have a coworker who has now done 2 IVFs. Excuse me. You're knocking the camera over. Stop grabbing it, please. And what prompted me to ask that question is because she sent me the notes from her cycles, from her clinic. She's in a different state. I think she's in like Chicago or Illinois, because my company is based out of Illinois and Chicago more specifically. And her note said that because the insurance covered the biopsy, that they were giving her a $2,000 credit on the PGT testing. Now, she did both PGT and PGT-A and PGT-M for her own personal reasons. I'm not gonna put her business out there like that. But they gave her a credit of $2,000. Pardon me. So I'm looking for a credit off of that $4,400 because of course insurance doesn't pay for the PGT testing. It's possible maybe they pay on the biopsy because she was doing PGT-M and that's where she got her discount from. I'm not sure. But like I said, I asked the question because I had a discrepancy with what finance was determining my responsibility, because they said when they talked to my insurance that my insurance told them that IVF was 100% paid after I had both hit my deductible and my out-of-pocket maximum. That is not my understanding. That was never my understanding. And I called insurance myself. I was on the phone with them for an hour. And this poor girl was so confused at all what was going on, as far as like what she could see and what she couldn't see. She ended up having to put me on hold and go and asking someone maybe more experienced or what have you. And then she did come back and say, yes, it is after deductible, not after out-of-pocket maximum. So I had to go back to the clinic with my call reference number so that they could call again, reference that call number, and get those notes. So they could not try to bill me, because they were trying to bill me the difference, or I should say the balance of my out-of-pocket maximum, which was about roughly $2,800. So they wanted me to pay $2,800, plus the PGT testing, which would be $4,400, plus, get this, $1,300 for the anesthesiologist who doesn't accept my insurance, even though they do. Yo, they handed me an $8,400 bill. I was like, whoa, wait, what? This is with insurance? Ah, crazy. Hey, Nikki Colley, I'm trying to catch up with y'all. Whew, praise sweet baby Jesus, but that actual can kick rocks into a volcano. Yes, the sticker shock. Just all I can say is the sticker shock on that Omnitrope, man. I know it's good stuff, but at the same token, I'm hurting. I'm hurting for it. I wasn't expecting it, and I'm hurting for it. I already knew about the $1,300 on the anesthesiologist, which I will, by the way, submit to my insurance so they can reimburse me whatever after my out of network costs. Whatever they're gonna reimburse me. Whatever, that's getting submitted. Trust and believe that. But I gotta pay that $1,300 up front. And then the PGT testing, of course. No. Here, I'm giving you eat. No. Then you don't want rice? No. Oh, well, you're not that hungry. You're not gonna eat all my egg rolls. So, what am I trying to say? The PGT testing. Last time with my old RE, they charged me $1,500 on the biopsy. What did they charge me? Because I think PGT testing total cost me roughly $2,500. I had each time, because I had 3 embryos that were tested plus shipping. That ended up being like what, 6? So I think it was like $1,900 they charged for the biopsy, something along those lines. Now they want $4,400 just to do the biopsy. What has happened? That's what I want to know. Excuse me, Ben. Oh, yeah, excuse me. I'm telling you, JB. All right. I thought so too. To help with the AIDS, I need to follow this journey carefully. Your last cycle had a lot of tips for and information. Yes. So this was new to me, because I know I haven't heard of any woman on Omnitrope who did not take it prior. So we'll see how well it does. To be honest, not even sure if I need it. I'm going to do a different video on all the supplements I'm taking right now. Some of them I am taking just to balance my glucose, because I have come off of the my gosh, the Ozempic. If I haven't said this enough, the labeling on the Ozempic says if you're trying to get pregnant, you need to stop Ozempic 2 months before trying to get pregnant. I asked the RE if that applied to egg retrieval. He pushed it back to my endocrinologist. I asked the endocrinologist, and the endocrinologist said I would suggest you come off the Ozempic at least a month before egg retrieval. So now that I'm off Ozempic, Metformin is doing nothing for my glucose.
Look.
I am monitoring my glucose with the Freestyle Libre. And I have had numbers shoot up to like 300. This doesn't help, but I've had numbers like crazily shoot up to 300 for no good reason. So Ozempic was definitely doing its job. And now that I'm off it, my body's kind of going a little wonky. But I had paid for some information on how to like naturally cure your diabetes or whatever. Basically, it's like information on, eating better, also supplements that help naturally make you more insulin sensitive, and which would be good for the PCOS girls out there who have insulin resistance as well, and also for maintaining like the glucose. Two of the supplements that I started this time around for the purposes of my glucose, I took the last time. I did not add them to my cycle this time because I'm just going to be honest. I have not been in the mood to take all those pills. So I was just trying to coax my own, not anxiety, but just my own sanity without having to swallow a handful of pills every day as I was trying to get this process going. So I opted, they were not at the top of my priority list as far as supplements. So I opted not to take those. I am back on them and some additional ones. I will do another video on what all of those are and what I'm using them for. If you're interested in the diabetes information, email me. I paid $20 for these PDFs. I will send them to you for free. So if you are interested in that information, email me at TamikiaTT@yahoo.com. I will gladly send the information your way, and hopefully it can help you too. I can say of the, because it not only gives the supplements, but also gives the therapeutic dosages of the supplements. You will have to do your research on any contraindications for anything else that you're taking or anything else that you have going on. If you're on insulin or something like Ozempic, you will have to be careful about hypoglycemic episodes because some of these supplements really work and really work well. So you will definitely want to monitor your situation, and then also maybe let your physician know that you're taking those supplements. I remind you again, but like I said, if you're watching this live and you're interested in that documentation, email me at TamikiaTT@yahoo.com, and I will send that information to you for free. I paid $20 for it, so I don't feel like, they're PDFs for me that I have downloaded. I've downloaded all the information. I will send you all the information that I paid $20 for. You don't have to pay for it. I will give it for free. So that is my $20 gift to all those who are interested in that. Don't forget to email me if you want it. But there's a lot going on. And also I mentioned on Instagram, I mentioned that $1,300 for this anesthesiologist, and she ain't even put me to sleep. I'm gonna be awake for this retrieval, okay? And I still gotta pay her $1,300. So that's gonna be something new for me too. So can you turn that down? It's very loud. Can you turn that down, please? Look here, boy. Turn it down, or mommy will have to turn it off, okay? Just turn it down a little. It's too loud.
No.
Turn it down a little. It's too, excuse me. Excuse me, sir. It's too. Are you done being dramatic?
No, that's fine.
Here, just play it. Just turn it down a little bit. That's all I'm asking you to do. Or go to the other side of the room. He mad because I won't give him any more egg rolls, but he don't want any more rice. So that to me says you're not all that hungry now, are you? If you're picking and choosing what you want to eat. Because as y'all saw, he was eating the rice earlier. Okay. So anyway, does he sit in the high chair and eat? Sometimes he does at the sitter. I don't put him in the high chair anymore. He has a table and chairs. So I have not made a plate for him. If I made a plate, he would sit at the table and eat what he wanted. He probably run back and forth from it, but he would sit at the table and eat. Child, it's embarrassing to argue with a toddler and little human. Who argues? I refuse to negotiate with terrorists. Okay, because that's exactly what they are. I'm not gonna argue and I'm not gonna negotiate. Mommy said, and that's what it is. Now you don't want to listen. Not gonna do that. I'm gonna try my best not to curse you out in public. I'm gonna try my best not to lose my mind in public. I'm gonna try my best not to raise my voice and scream because it just makes him raise his voice and scream. Because like I've asked my chiropractor, she's a single mom, but her son is like 8, 9, maybe even older than that now. And I said, how do I get him to understand me as a defiant toddler? And she said, I've watched the two of you. You two are great together. She said, the only thing that I can offer is that, if you're already on 100, that's just going to put him on 1,000. So you have to check you before you check him.
We got money.
And I tried that. What? Oh no! Guess what? It's 10 o'clock. So what does that mean? All done for today.
Mommy,
It's all done for today. You know what that means. All done for today. You'll have to find something else to play with. Yep. Find something else to play with or go night night. So I took her advice and I started to check myself. And to be honest, the response from him was night and day. The problem with that is when I am extremely frustrated, extremely tired, all of that goes out the window. And I don't care about checking myself before checking him. And when the reality is when I fuss at him, he fusses right back at me. And it just makes me more frustrated to the point where I have to realize that I need to calm down and I need to find a place, breathe, count to 10, do whatever, and then come back to him because I'll admit I've lost my mind. Not in public, but at home, I've lost my mind screaming at him or just lost my mind and just scream. It scares the bejesus out of him. And I don't want him to feel that because he's just like, what is happening? I don't even know who is my mommy. She's possessed. So I don't like seeing that face on him. He always cries. So I try to reel that in, but I'm telling you, I'm getting the exercise in that on this birth control, y'all, because ooh, baby. All right. Birth control will have you throwing a keyboard across the room and quit your job all before you pour the coffee. Girl, a keyboard? How about the whole laptop? No. Bite. The whole laptop. And the coffee. Well, if I drink coffee, because I don't even drink coffee. But you know what I'm saying. Everything. Just throw it in front of the TV. Throw everything out the window. Because the people get on your nerves. The people get on your nerves. The stuff gets on your nerves. All of that good stuff. All right, Miss Lexus, I'm catching up. Oh, I'm so behind. Okay. I found out the levels when I see him on Thursday. Okay. I hope the new RA is kind and listens to you. He is kind. He is very about education. So he is telling me stuff, not just education of the patient, but education of the staff so that they understand how this process works and all of that. And he knows I'm an old pro. And so he was kind of quizzing the girl that does the finance. The last time I was not quizzing, but basically giving her a chance to sit in and understand the process. And so he's really, really big on education and make sure everybody understands why things are done the way they are, what the process is, all the hormones, all that great stuff. What happens, what the difference in expectations from, say, a younger woman, someone who's 30 or 35 to a woman over 40, all of that. So he is really, really big there. He has not said one unkind word about my BMI, except the fact that BMI is a factor. He did give me a rather large checklist to go. Initially, that was to get medical clearance from. my primary care physician, my endocrinologist, and an MFM. He wanted me to get medical clearance from all three of these people. I don't mind doing all the tests, the EKG, the chest x-ray, the glucose tolerance test when I already have an established insulin resistance. That was like such a waste of my time. It told us what we already knew. I'm a diabetic. It just told us what we already knew. And so that was a waste of my time and energy, especially since it was difficult getting that test. That is a whole story that I have filmed. And when my videos finally catch up, y'all will get to see. But man, oh man, I don't mind doing the test, but why do we need to ask other doctors their opinion about whether I should be allowed to get pregnant or not? Because my issue with that is it allows them to insert their opinion that may not be based on medical fact, right? They don't like the fact that I'm overweight at all, so they don't want to put their name on a piece of paper. They don't like the fact that I'm a single mom, so they don't want to put their name on a piece of paper. They don't like the fact that I'm using donor sperm. So they don't want to put their name on a piece of paper. Like, who knows what their bias is, but it gives them an opportunity to enter it when they are asked to put their name on a piece of paper that says I'm medically cleared. And they don't have to say what their bias is. They're just saying I medically clear this person or I don't. So that's the part that I don't like. And every single one of those doctors, except the MFM, because I never even made an appointment with the MFM, every single doctor was just like, oh, you're trying again? Oh, that's great. And then I said, yeah, so the RE wants a medical clearance from you. What do they need that from me for? That was the response from both of them. What do they need that from me for? Why do they need a piece of paper with my name on it? Herein lies the problem. None of them have an issue with me trying to get pregnant. They don't want to put their name on a piece of paper for it. So at the end of the day, I just feel like if you want me to take these tests, I can do these tests, but it should be the RE's decision whether to treat me or not these other doctors. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, and I've lost weight since I've seen him in March, so they can see, my health is progressing and all of that great stuff, but it's been a mess. But he has been very kind. He hasn't said anything, but I did kind of sort of get this vibe like he wanted somebody else to tell me no, so he wouldn't have to. We know that happens. So, Melbourne is 2 hours from me, but if he is as good as you say he is, I'd be more than willing to invest the time. I'm struggling to find healthcare providers. Yeah, there are, driving around in different parts of Orlando, I've seen other clinics. I can't not vouch for them. What I can say is invest some time in that SART website for clinics in the area, Shar, to see what their statistics are. So the clinic in Melbourne, the name of that clinic is Viera, VIERA, fertility. So, and you can see their stats. They do report their stats to the SART organization. There are other clinics around here, but I will tell you, even like the ones that I looked up through my insurance, there are doctors like REs that you can see, but they're affiliated with clinics that are not in the city or not in the county or not in the area. So I did, during my last journey, have a second opinion RE, and she was affiliated with a clinic out of Jacksonville, which meant if I wanted to use my insurance, I had to have my procedures done in Jacksonville. However, if I was cash pay, then she had a partner in the vicinity that my procedures could be done with, but that partner would not accept my insurance, if that makes sense. So I was like, why would I come to you and not use my good insurance? That don't make any sense. Maybe that works for some people, but I'm not gonna have insurance and not use it. I pay too much for the insurance to not use it. Granted, this journey is expensive, but it's even more expensive if I don't use my insurance. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the part that I kind of didn't like about, like, if I wanted to do this again with my old RE, and the fact that the embryology lab was in Jacksonville, because at least when he was partnering with with Viera, he was at Viera, so he traveled the hour with me to go to Viera to perform the procedures himself. He's not going to go with me to Jacksonville to perform the procedures. He's not going to do that. That's going to be some other team of doctors that I've never seen that I got to get up in some stirrups and spread it wide for. You know, no, that doesn't make me comfortable. I don't really like that. So, no. Mm-mm. So, I will say this, Ari. He is not the main doctor at this clinic. The main doctor is Dr. Shimon. My doctor is Dr. Lindheim. He was very gentle and very sweet at my HSG. And I can say this because I was on the table in position, but he could not start because the radiologist was not present. And we were waiting for the radiologist to show up so that he could start. And he was literally making jokes about sticking the catheter up the radiologist, who was male, for 10 minutes on the table to see how he would like it. You know what I'm saying? So he was very considerate in that regard. And he was very thorough with the results of my HSG and showing me the images, even though I could see everything as it was going on. But we had a short talk in the sort of like the computer room, which is adjacent to the actual room where the procedure was done, about my images and what he thought and the process for it. So I got essentially my results of my HSG right there with him. I didn't have to wait. I didn't have to come in for another appointment to talk about it or anything like that. So prep me. That was very good, but it had to be done at an office, at a hospital in Melbourne. So I had to take that hour. Actually, it was a little bit longer, maybe an hour, 15 minutes to get to the hospital. So, yeah. So I would definitely suggest him. There are good doctors here. And if you are cash pay, you may not have to go so far if you want to come to Orlando. If if you want to know the name of that other RE, because she is a friend of mine. So I met her in a more social setting. My friend was suggesting her because she was getting, a lot of women pregnant. She did show up on my list of covered doctors, but I had to ask the question of where my procedures would take place because I saw that she was affiliated with a clinic in Jacksonville and she confirmed for me. And I don't think a lot of women go into those appointments asking those specific questions. But I say that's an important question to ask because even when I went to my RE before, he did not mention that my procedures would be done an hour away. All of my monitoring and everything was happening in his office, which is only 20 minutes away from me. So it wasn't until it was time for me, like, because I had my IUIs done and all of that was in his office. But when it was time to get my my egg retrieval done, he basically gave me a piece of paper with the name of the clinic and the address. And I'm like, Melbourne? When were you going to tell me I had to go an hour away to get this egg retrieval? Right? So it's like he never mentioned it. So if you're watching and you're taking notes, ask where your procedures will be performed so you know if you need to travel out of your way different from where you're monitoring and all of that is, because that is important when you're searching for clinics or, even if you want to call and ask that question, that's important when you're deciding on a clinic to use. All right. He said he is the baby. He sure is. All right. Lily G and Little House in the Big Apple use Omnitrope. I've not followed anyone new in a while, so I'm a little rusty with the information. Okay. No problem, Mrs. Living in Hope. No problem. Very nice. These are old comments, so I'm not going to pretend to know what that was for, but thank you. All right. So there we go. Let's get rid of that nonsense because we don't need that. Sorry, I'm late on this. I guess I need to pick some moderators, huh? Any plans for a haircut? Don't see how y'all had the patience to braid boys' hair. No, I said I wouldn't even think about cutting it until he was like 5. And then even then, I probably would wait until he asked to cut it. I don't have a problem. braiding, except right now I'm having extreme trouble with carpal tunnel. So these three fingers are numb all the time. And I had extremely bad carpal tunnel during the pregnancy, and it was on 1,000 the last few weeks of the pregnancy. And the fact that I am not pregnant and it is bothering me, and it is purely a work thing because it was something I was doing. It was a lot of point and click. I work on a touch pad, so it's a lot of this, and then I'm like a 6-finger typist as well with these 3 fingers. Stop.
Oh, no, this one.
So, what did you have? I don't even know what you had that you dropped. What are you looking for?
No.
So,
No.
so yeah, so my carpal tunnel has turned up. I am currently taking tart cherry juice concentrate. It helps, but what I need to do is stop sitting on my couch to work and actually sit at a desk or at a table at least and get myself an ergonomic mouse. That's the only way I'm going to take all the pressure off these fingers is getting me an ergonomic mouse so that I'm not doing this, this, because that's what's killing my hand right now. I'm not wearing my brace. I wear it sometimes. Some days are better than others, but yeah. So I don't even know why I asked. What was that question? Oh, the haircut. Yes. So the braiding is starting to get a little rough because of the carpal tunnel, but I don't mind braiding. And he gives me an hour. He gives me an hour to braid his hair. After an hour, then it gets a little tough. So as long as I can come up with a style that I can finish within an hour while he watches TV or eats his breakfast or eats a meal or a snack or plays on his tablet, then I don't have a problem braiding his hair. I always do it like after a bath where he's more calm and his hair is moist and it's already detangled and all of that good stuff. So um there were simpler things than braiding that I was trying to do, but his hair just doesn't act like I want it to. So I usually end up abandoning that, and so I go with this. But as far as the haircut, at least another 2 years. At least another 2 years. Also because if I cut his hair, then I got to keep cutting his hair, and I ain't got time to be in nobody's barbershop, every 2 weeks. I don't even go to my own hairdresser, but every 6 weeks, if that, sometimes longer than that. So to have to take him to get a haircut every 2 weeks, that's too much. And I ain't got time. I'd rather just braid it up. That works for me. I braid his hair once a week, and that's usually good. And if I really like, if my hand is really, really bothering me, there was one week where he wore a little man poof for the week, and that did the job simply because I didn't have the energy or my hand was bothering me too much to braid it. But it was just for that week, and I went right back to braiding it. My hand appreciated the break. All right, my son was 13 months when I matched him to the barber. I know, but I don't know how he'll do with like the buzzing and all of that good stuff, but to be honest, I like the long hair. And there's this audio going on Instagram that's just like, no, he's a boy. Your daughter's hair is just little. I wanted to post something with that so bad, but I was just like, I don't know. I mean, his hair is long, but it's not like some of these women, their little boy's hair was like all the way down to like their behind. His hair is not that long, but it's got a pretty good length. It's got a pretty good length to it. So, hey Tanya, hey lady. You missed all the good news. The good news is I'm started. All right, so I showed you all the medicine, but I didn't even tell you when I was going to start my stems for my egg retrieval. I start stems on Monday. Like I said, I stopped taking the birth control tonight. Tonight will be the last night that I take the birth control, and they want me to come in on Monday for an ultrasound for, I guess, the med teaching. Why I need med teaching, I don't know. They want to waste more of my time. But they want to do the med teaching, so I get to bring all the meds with me on Monday, so they can do their explanation, and I can look at them crazy, like, right. So there's that. I will say they did not order any transfer medication, and I will talk to them about ordering the transfer medication because of my deductible. Because if I get a transfer early next year, I'm going to be paying full price on that. And so when you can just order my transfer medications now, I can order them and hold on to them. So like, just order them. Like, I don't understand why you didn't order the the estrogen, the progesterone and oil. Like, order this stuff now before the end of the year so I can use up my good insurance. Like, what y'all doing? I was very surprised at that they didn't order the transfer meds as well with that. But yes, Tanya, if you missed the beginning, you missed all the meds. But it's right at the beginning, so at the end of this live, you can always just watch it there. The unboxing, because the big box came today, and then I have more meds coming tomorrow. That being $1,200 worth of Omnitrope. Yes, $1,200. I know. I know. All right. What's this? My doctor pulled me off the Omnitrope because it gave me a large cyst. Oh, see, I don't know. I've never taken Omnitrope. Let's pray, y'all. Let's pray. Oh, I marched him. Oh, it was 13 when you marched him to the barber. Yes. Good evening. Okay. Did you ever get your backyard together? You were planning to do something back there. Yes and no. So I had the tree work done. So the tree has been removed. The branches from a dead tree that doesn't grow out of my yard have been removed. So my backyard is now safe, or at least overhead safe to be in. However, it is a big mound of dirt now. So I need to do some work to level the ground. And then I need new fencing. So the fencing in my backyard is as old as the house. The house is like 38 years old, something like that. You can imagine what that wood must look like as much as it rains here in Florida. So I have not made any moves with the fencing because I want a particular type of fencing. I don't want tan, or I definitely want vinyl fencing. I don't want tan or white. I want something dark brown. I did find that they do offer vinyl fencing and sort of like these sort of wood facade kind of things where you can get in like wood colorings. They're mad expensive. And the one issue that I find I might run into that is the fact that my house is a twin. And so I share the fence with the house next door. And because I want that more expensive fencing, I don't know if he's going to want to pay half of that expensive for the part that we share. So when I'm ready and when I found someone who actually like can order it and bring it here, then I have to make a decision if I want that fencing bad enough to just have it installed and not share that cost, because we share that fence. Pardon me, is the neighborly thing to do to split the cost of that fence. But if I want that kind of fencing that bad, I will likely have to pay for it myself, and the owner of the house reaps the benefit of that. He will likely not put that fencing around his yard, as he also shares a fence on the other side of his yard with the neighbor on the other side. That house is not attached, but the yard goes all the way over there, and so they share the fence. So that, he's going to have that battle with that homeowner if he wants to do that. And the only thing is, that guy, even though he doesn't live in the house, he's very opinionated about what he wants to do with it. So I may very well just be like, you know what, forget it and just pay for the fence. But now, before I can even get the fence, I have to get it approved by the board of the HOA board, of which I am the vice president, but I'm not on the architectural review board. So the architectural review board has to say whether that color fencing is okay. No other house in the subdivision has that color fencing, so I may be forced to use a white or a tan. My fencing today is wood painted. What is it? Stained, and that in like a mahogany color, which matches the trim on my house. So I don't see why they would deny me putting in expensive vinyl fencing that is darker in color. But you just never know. with HOA boards. And even though I'm the vice president, it's really I can't vote on it, right? Because it's my house. So it's a process, but that's that. And then since I'm not doing the transfer until next year, I wanted to use the rest of this year to, like I said, level the ground. So I'll probably just go out there with a rake and work on that dirt to level the ground there. And I wanted to get the fencing done at some point this year, although that might not happen. So what I might just do is, while I'm waiting to figure out the fencing, uh, because I'm not going to put the fencing out there myself. Somebody else is going to do that. But what I could do is plug it to put some grass out there. Now, I do still have to figure out how to keep the forest from engulfing my yard and my house, because that's part of what's knocking my fence down back there. And it's going to do the same to the new fence if I don't figure out how to tame that. So somebody owns that area, but nobody like lives there, so it's not being maintained. It's just growing wildly. So I have to figure out how to keep it up off my property, so it doesn't mess up the new fencing. At any rate, I will say though, with the hurricane that just came through here, thoughts and prayers to everyone affected by Hurricane Ian. That I think a branch fell on one of the trees back there that has pulled a lot of that foliage back. So it's not leaning up against my fence so much anymore. But anyway, yes and no to answer your question, Miss Lex. I did get some stuff done to the backyard. It's not complete yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Uh, all right, so I'm prepping for IVF. I have my protocol. My egg retrieval will be January 26th, and my transfer will be in February. Yay! Well, egg retrieval for me will be, since I'm starting on Monday, somewhere the weekend of like November 11th, 12th, or 13th. It is highly likely that I will do back-to-back retrievals. So it's a little tight in the schedule. So I may do a second retrieval in December, and then I'll be all done on retrievals, depending on how well or not so well this retrieval goes. I mean, I'm 4 years older. My eggs are older. At least my vitamin D will be in a good spot, right? So I'm hoping to at least do as well as I did at 38 with horrible vitamin C, to do at least that well at 42, almost 43, with good vitamin D. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All we could do is try. All we could do is try. But and then he's added this omnitrope, so who knows how well I'll do. But yes, but you said February. You know that makes for an October baby, because baby G was transferred on February 7th. So that's another thing that I've been thinking about, whether I want to do a transfer around the same time that I did baby G. I've been thinking really hard about, maybe delaying until a little bit later in the year so that their birthdays are not so close together. The other thing is, I was on maternity leave during all the major holidays of the first quarter, right? And so I kind of want to get my holidays and then go on like maternity leave like after Christmas and New Year's, right? So wouldn't it be great if the baby was just born in like January? But that means I would have to wait until, because he was due end of October. And so if we come in a little bit from that, we're talking 3 months, at least 2 months past February. So that's March, April, like doing a transfer in April. I mean, let's just face it. If I do a transfer in April and I get pregnant, I'm gonna hit my deductible, but I ain't gotta hit it like in the first few months. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I've been really thinking about that, but I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I think what I want to do is focus on the retrievals, see what happens. Um, but I'm rooting for you, Tanya. I'm rooting for you. I'm glad you all have not given up. I know it's been a journey for you, and I'm really, really rooting for you to get your take home baby. and make this all worthwhile. As Simply Tanika has shown us, perseverance is the name of the game. Patience and perseverance is really hard. It's really difficult. It was 5 years, almost 5 years on her journey. I know it was 2 years on my journey, 2.5 on Arlette's journey, Arlette with Chasing Joy. I think Boston Girl went almost 2 years, maybe a year and a half, 2 years. So this is not for punks, right? If you watch Married at First Sight, marriage is not for punks. Trying to conceive is not for punks, and patience and perseverance. If you feel it in your soul, if it's worth it to you to keep fighting, keep fighting. It's just about finding the right answers. And the pain of the situation is that so many things can be wrong, and the trial and error of it, just when you think you got it fixed, it still doesn't work, and you got to figure out the next thing, and that takes time. And this journey is just hard enough. It's hard enough. But Tanika, 5 years in the game, even fruitful. My fertility journey, 10 years in her journey to conceive, and she hit that finish line. So it's just, I always think of there's like a cartoon drawing, and there are two miners, right? Miners, I mean, like with like a pickaxe, and they're picking at dirt, looking for gems, or like the payload of the mine. And the one on the top kept going, and reached the payload, while the one on the bottom quit just before. You know what I'm saying? He quit just before. So I always think of that image, which comes like, you just never know how close you are. I do think that in IVF, this is so like emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially taxing, that it is important to have limits, but you have to be okay, with your limits. So you don't want to, one, burn yourself out. Two, it's okay to take breaks. But I do think it's important to have your limits. So I do have a limit with this journey. I set out to become a mom. I am a mom now, and baby number two would simply be a bonus, for me. And the fact of the matter is, it took a lot of money to get him. The time is not the issue. Well, I guess it is the issue because I'll be 43 next year. But the time is not so much of my issue. It is the amount of money, and all the money that I spend out of my pocket trying to bring him a sibling is money out of his mouth, or money that I could be doing something with him. And I cannot justify spending the same amount of money to get him a sibling that I spent to get him, right? And also, I was at this for a year before I got to IVF, and it still took another year. So that was 2 egg retrievals. Then it's a lot. It's a lot on scheduling. It's a lot financially. Work has been stressful as well, and it's just a lot to go through in a short period of time. And I just emotionally don't have the capacity to do more than 2 egg retrievals. I applaud the women who have done so many like IVF egg retrievals, trying to get their miracle babies. But you know, because I reached my goal of becoming a mom, I can't justify continuing to do that to myself, especially since I'm a single mom by choice. It is also very difficult to find someone to assist me during the opportunities that require me to have assistance. I can pay somebody to do it, but that's even difficult logistically as well. So maybe I need to get out of my bubble more, make more friends, I guess. I don't know. But it's hard. It's hard to find people to help, to be reliable, you know, to help you with these things. And I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, who's going to watch baby G while I'm getting my egg retrieval? if that happens on a weekend? Where is he going to be? Who's going to go with me? Do I need to spend the night in Melbourne, right? Since that's a whole other county like I did before I spent the night in Melbourne. Well, I could spend the night in Melbourne, but who's going to watch him, while I rest up from anesthesia, even though they're not putting me to sleep? That's a whole other story. But yeah, who will he go with when I'm giving birth to baby number two, right? That's something I have to figure out as well. So I have some ideas, but things change, situations change, and you just never know what's going to happen. So I have to come up with like a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C in regards to him, um, for all of these things. And to be honest, I have never spent a night away from him. He's away from me all day at the sitter, but I have never spent a night away from him, and it scares me. It scares me, but I gotta. It's gonna happen, So I gotta get over it, and whew, I'm talking, talking, talking. Let me catch up. All right, so I am preparing for January egg retrieval. Also, yes, yes, Tanya Ann, do you have any tips to prepare? All right, I'm just taking my vitamins that my Uri put me on. Also started a fertility diet, going to my SHG. Also read the book, It Starts with the Egg. And congratulations. Yes. Reading materials are fundamental. Um, It Starts with the Egg. It's a very good book. There are a number, some other good books as well. I don't have any of them handy. It's been a while since I read them. I do have, my list of fertility supplements that I took in my last cycle. For those watching this on the playback, I will clip here. Yes, here. I will clip, I think here. Yeah. I don't know which way y'all seeing it. Either here or over here. I will link my video where I went through the supplements that I took last time. So you'll at least have that. I will do another video on the supplements that I'm taking this time in order of priority. But a lot of those supplements came from, It Starts with the Egg, as well as some other research that I had done on, supplements. Somebody's sleepy, so he keeps adjusting himself. Um, that increase the quality, to help increase the quality, right? I can't turn my 42-year-old eggs into 20-year-old eggs, but maybe I can turn them into 40-year-old eggs. You know what I mean? Every little bit helps. All right, I remember, stop pinching me. I remember you in your carpal tunnel area right up there with the cracking windscreen area. Good times. I know, girl. Because I always got something going on. I don't know about, I had to have mentioned this in July. I had to get my house replumbed. So all the pipes repiped in the house. That's a whole story. But that is done. I got the tree work done, and um I have to get my driveway repaved. And before it was just a third of my driveway, but after the tree work and all the heavy machinery that they parked on my yard and on my driveway to remove all those giant pieces of tree that they took out of my yard, I have even more cracked driveway. So it's looking like I might need to have my entire driveway repaved, and I'm not looking forward to what that's going to cost. But that is actually my next project, is having my entire driveway repaved. So I need to call the guy who gave me the estimate before and ask him to come and do another estimate for the entire driveway. So there's always something going on here, y'all. I'm always in the middle of something, and the repipe in the driveway was due to some insurance hassle that I was having. So just bleeding money over here, just bleeding money. But I just keep telling myself, resale value, resale value. If I want to resell my house, a 30-some-odd-year-old house with brand new pipes that'll last another 100 years is a good selling point, right? Repaved driveway, good selling point. Cleared of all these, dead trees, and branches that could fall and kill and hurt somebody. selling point, right? My backyard has become usable again, so that is a selling point. So I gotta. That's how I convince myself that my money is not just going down the drain. Um, there is a coupon out there. Not sure about the income level. I was able to get it for free every 21 days. Yes, Heather Page. The pharmacy who filled the Omnitrope sent me a link about the coupon. I tried. The questionnaire said that I had to have been prescribed the Omnitrope for a labeled diagnosis, and fertility treatment is not a labeled diagnosis. And the reason why Freedom Fertility, which is the pharmacy that filled the other medications, does not distribute Omnitrope is because Omnitrope is not FDA approved for fertility treatments. It is being used off label for fertility treatments. And so that is why insurance will not cover it. So unfortunately, you're probably the third person who's mentioned the coupon. I guess I could have lied to get the coupon and said I had one of those diseases. But to be honest, I was only told about the price about 9:05 this morning. I had just dropped the baby off. I was on my way to Cairo and acupuncture, and I had a meeting at 11:30 that I was not 100% completely prepared for. So all of this was on my mind this morning, and I needed to have those drugs before Monday. So I found out the price. She mentioned the coupon. She sent me the link while I was waiting to get acupuncture. I went on the website, and I didn't know how long it would be or if I had to show any information to prove that I was diagnosed with said condition. You know what I mean? But basically, they just said, Is it a label condition?" I said no. I still had to pick a label condition, even though I said no on the other thing. So their form is like kind of jacked. But because I said no, basically they were like, nope, you can't get it. And I think that particular coupon would have reduced the amount. It was like a monthly amount. And since that $1,200 is for 2 weeks of work, right? It's 3 vials. Each vial will last about 4 days each. And so it would have been 1 month of dosage, less than 1 month of dosage. So they would have only taken $441, or at least that's the link she gave me. If you have another link to a different coupon, that will give you a vial for free or something, because you're the second person to mention that you got like a couple of vials for free, not just a straight amount that they would have reduced off of the cost. Send me that link, because if I do this again in December, I would very much like to not pay $1,200. But the $1,200 is paid now. I needed the medicine. I called it in today. The medicine is coming tomorrow. We needed to get this started. So I'll eat that for now. But if there's another coupon out there, I'm not gonna cry about it, because if I have to do another retrieval, I will certainly appreciate that coupon for that one. But it's such a rush thing and everything that I had going on this morning, I was just like, I'm not gonna deal with this. I'm just gonna pay it, right? Because again, it's 3 vials for a total of $1,200, which meant I was paying about $400 a vial. So I guess it would have been a free vial. So it's a little less than $400 per vial, which is not bad, because I've seen some women pay like 700, 750 for a vial of Omnitrope. So I was just like, well, I guess it's not that bad. It's 3 vials for 1,200, not one vial for 1,200. So no, no, we're not eating all my egg rolls. This is the last one. So yeah, if there is another coupon that's active out there, maybe she just gave me the link to like not the right one. Excuse me, sir. What's wrong? Tell mommy what the problem is. You want to eat? Do you want some rice?
No.
Well, then you're not that hungry, are you? No, you need to eat rice or you need to eat chicken.
Mommy, chicken. Good rice?
Okay, you want rice now?
No.
All right. So, like I said, please help me out. TamikiaTT@yahoo.com. And I will by all means check out the
No.
yeah, see, you don't want it. I know you don't want it. Here, you want rice? No, that's not onion. Man, this chicken is spicy.
No.
Well, you're not hungry. You're not eating any more egg rolls. Move your feet. So please help me out and send that along. And I'll let you know how it goes, because if I qualify for the coupon, because I will certainly fill out for it. Because they didn't ask me any income questions. It was just I have insurance, but they won't cover it, or I'm uninsured. You know what I mean? Yes, aiming for late October, early November. Yep. That February transfer will give you late October, early November. Oh yes, I know it is 4 years for me. Yes. All right. Hey, Gator girl. Hey, lady. I'm trying to catch up. I swear, I'm gonna catch up, y'all. I do know how expensive it is. That's why I'm so glad my insurance covers it. I have a $20,000 lifetime limit for the IVF itself, with a 10% copay for the meds, which I'm glad. Yes. I have my FSH to cover that. Good job. You plan for next year. And it's a good thing that you have the FSA, because you is available to you to use on January 1. I have an HSA, which works like a bank account. So I can say I plan to have $5,000, for my HSA. But because it works like a bank account, I can only spend the money that's in there. But the difference is it's not use it or lose it, right? If I don't use it all, it will just it'll carry over to the next year. So that's the great thing about an HSA. But you can't have an HSA and an FSA. Well, that's not true. You can have an HSA and a limited FSA. And limited FSA only allows you to spend money on vision and dental. So I have a limited FSA and an HSA. So that's a whole insurance thing. We can talk about that later. But yes. Yes to insurance, whatever it will pay. Every little bit helps, because this out of pocket business is for the birds. And even with insurance, you know, there's plenty of things that insurance just won't pay for, like cryopreservation in some cases. Definitely the PGT testing that we were talking about earlier, insurance not paying for. Certain elements insurance won't pay for, that are like sort of like these little add-on things. If you wanted to do like acupuncture, like my insurance does not cover acupuncture as a covered service. So no, get down. No, get down. I don't like you on the back of the chairs. So let's not start that now. Excuse me. If you're listening to mommy, tap your nose. If you're listening to mommy, tap your nose. Get down. Mommy does not accept this behavior. No. Sorry, I was super thirsty. But he's trying to act up now. He's showing out for the camera. I don't appreciate. Excuse me, if you have to go potty. I know you're not going potty right now. He's assuming the stance. Where does pee go? Pee goes in the potty. Exactly. So that's where it should be. He's wearing a pull-up, but that's why he's still wearing a pull-up. All right. Yes, create your tribe. Yes. I'm still trying to do it 3 years later. The pandemic has not helped, right? It's really put the kibosh on my tribe building, but I'm working on it. And now at this point, especially since he goes to a private sitter, I feel like I'm really not going to be able to build like my mom tribe, like for real, until he is in like school, like VPK or preschool. But I did sign him up for soccer. He starts after the new year, so I might be able to start some mom tribe building then. So I have a friend, but she has her family, and everybody has stuff going on. So we depend on each other, but you just never know when somebody else is going through something. Usually when I'm going through something, and I don't like to impose on people when I know they're going through something. But when I have to ask a favor, I have to ask a favor. But what I need to do is start being a better friend to some of my other friends that I have out there. Their kids are older, so it's kind of hard to hang out with them. But and I don't have a sitter, so we can't do like the adult mom thing either. No, I said no. Don't don't do that.
No, it's my turn.
You don't step on the charging cord. If you keep stepping on it, I'm gonna unplug it again.
It's shot.
Yeah, good job to you. Ciao. Okay. My employer refuses to cover anything, not even the medication. Oh man. Heather, what state are you in? I'm here in Florida, but I am fortunate enough to work for a company. Come away. Come away from here and leave the cat alone. I'm fortunate enough to work for a company, sorry y'all, that is based in Illinois. Illinois is one of a handful of states that have state mandated infertility coverage. So that coverage varies state by state, and then there are even variations in what the companies offer. There is a minimum that the company is required to offer. The company can do something higher than that, so there will be variations in it. But yeah, I'm fortunate enough to work for a company that is based out of Illinois. Florida is not one of those states that has state mandated fertility coverage. However, some of the bigger companies will still cover infertility, but it's tough. It's tough out here. So, but I know I heard, like, even when I was going through it before, that there were a lot of women who were getting jobs at Starbucks part-time, certain supermarkets that offer fertility benefits. A lot of women were given suggestions like on the boards and stuff where you can go work part-time and get fertility benefits. So that might be something to look into if you have the time, right, to get into that. So you can keep your full-time job, maybe work somewhere part-time for a little bit to get that coverage, to help out with the process. That might be, a healthy medium kind of between having to pay everything. I mean, you're likely going to be losing sleep to get that coverage, but if you can at least get the expensive part of IVF paid for, which is the retrieval and the growth of the embryos. Transfers are not nearly as expensive in medication or in procedure as the egg retrieval process and the growth of the embryos in the lab are. So it might be worth it. So that might be something you can look into as well. All right, Miss Lex, if I were there, I'd help you. My only child is 16 in 11th grade. He's busy with his own obligations. I'm telling you, aren't these kids busy? They are so busy. They're so busy, you never see kids playing outside anymore, right? Where are all the little girls playing jump rope and the boys playing football in the street and basketball on their courts? Where are they? They're in the house playing video games. They're playing Roblox. They're playing, what are these things these kids play now? They're on their video games on their phones, or they're at their friends' houses on video games and on their phones. So it's just like, man, I'm telling you, this is a completely different era as far as like kids playing, and these kids are like booked and busy. Like, they have events. They play soccer. They play golf, right? They play baseball or softball, or they're bowling. What are you doing? What's happening?
What's happening? What's it fun?
Something's going on. I don't like it. Or they're just so booked and busy. They always have something going on. Somebody's having a party, or and you're always having to take them somewhere or do something. But I'm actually now that baby G is 3, see about like some roller skating lessons, because I miss roller skating and it's something that I can do prior to transfer, you know. So I'm gonna see if maybe he'll like that, and then after the new year he'll have the soccer, and so we trying to run out his energy. And so since he had his 3-year birthday, one of his TTs bought him a scooter for his birthday, and so thank you, Lady Leo. Baby G loves his scooter. He wants to ride it every day, even in the rain. He threw a whole fit because I said no to riding the scooter in the rain today, and just a mess. But he did eventually get over it. But he absolutely loves the scooter. So that's a good way for him to run out his energy before we get in the house when we don't go to the park, because he gets cabin fever. I don't, but he does. Come on, lay down or something. You all this shifting, I can't. I'm so irritated by everything. Like my nerves are like this all the time. And I'm so irritated even when somebody touches me. So I'll be glad to be done with this birth control. So glad. Have you considered doula services? Yes, Miss Lex. I had a doula with baby G's birth. So even though I had a planned C-section, I still enlisted a doula. It was the same amount of money, even though I knew I wasn't going to push. I had an opportunity to push, provided I went in labor. So I had a doula for that purpose, but I knew I would have most likely ended up with the planned C-section. Even though it was a planned C-section, I will say I needed the support in the operating room, while my niece, rest in peace, Ashley, was around and available. Her energy in the operating room would not have been what I preferred. And there really wasn't anybody else at the time that I could have enlisted. So I enlisted the doula. She was great. She took all the awesome pictures for me. And even though it was a planned C-section, she still did like an 8-hour day, right? Because my C-section was planned for 12. I had to be at the hospital about 10:30. They did not take me back to the operating room until about 12:20. The baby he was out by like 1:17, so his birth time is 1:17. I did not get out of the operating room because they were one, they utilized my fibroid surgery scar, which is a vertical cut. They revised my keloided scar um, for the C-section, and they took their time putting things back together. And so even after the baby was born, I was in the operating room for yet another 3 hours. So I didn't get out of there till almost 4. And then she stayed with me in recovery, which I was in recovery for 2 hours because the machines were not reading my blood pressure properly. So it appeared that I had unstable blood pressure. It was like normal and then not normal, normal and then not normal. They need an hour of normal blood pressure readings before they would let me go to my room. They were pushing all kinds of blood pressure medicines. It was doing absolutely nothing. It was still bouncing up and down. And what I should have done in that moment, but I was enjoying my baby in recovery, and getting him to latch, is telling them to take my blood pressure manually, because there is something going on with my body where the machines sometimes just do not read me properly. They read me high when my blood pressure is in fact normal. I was not symptomatic at all during any of this incident. And they were pushing meds that didn't seem to be working at all. I think simply because the machine was not reading me properly. And even after that, where they got the hour of good reading, because what seems to happen is that at a certain time at night, 7-ish, 6:37-ish, my blood pressure leveled out and seemed to be fine. And I got that hour of good reading. Well, no, it would have been before that. I got an hour of good reading and went to my room. And I want to say Not that night, but the next night, my blood pressure was added again, and I was on. They had given me magnesium. Thank God they didn't take the baby out of the room from me, but I was tired all the time, and I was worried because I had been warned about the magnesium that they would want to take the baby and put him in the nursery since I didn't have anybody in the room with me. Um, but they said they weren't going to take the baby from the room, and that I was on the magnesium, and then the magnesium didn't do anything for my blood pressure bouncing up and down, and I was on a blood pressure protocol all night. The nurse spent the night in my room. Basically they offered the opportunity to have the baby go to the nursery to give me a break to allow me to rest. I did not want my baby to go, but they were having such a hard time with my blood pressure that I said, okay, fine. And then the baby went to the room. I fell asleep and I woke up. They still did not have it under control. And she thought that it would get under control while I was sleeping. It was not. It still bounced up and down. And it was probably like 5 hours later, my baby had not eaten as far as I knew. And I was like, can I get my baby now so I can feed him? And so she went back and got the baby. And she said, I was checking on him. He slept the whole time. As soon as we turned the corner to your door, he woke up. So he must must have smelled you. And I want to say 7 o'clock the next morning, all of a sudden my blood pressure leveled out, and I didn't need the protocol, and everything was fine every 15 minutes. And so they kept me an extra day in the hospital because of that. The day I was supposed to get. Okay, baby. Paw Patrol, yes. And in the evening, the day I was supposed to get, or the day before I was supposed to get discharged, my blood pressure started to do that again. And I said, oh no, I'm not staying another day. And that's when I started suggesting that they take it manually. And every time it was off on the machine overnight, they would take it manually, and it would be within my my acceptable ranges. And I mean, the difference in, pardon me, that upper number on my blood pressure between the machine and them taking it manually was as much as 40 points. 40, 50. Well, I want to say, yeah, as much as 40 or 50 points. And they just couldn't believe it. So they just left the manual blood pressure monitor in my room, and they recorded both numbers. So whenever the machine number was off, they took it again manually, recorded both numbers, and left it at that. But when the machine recorded me within my limits, they left it alone. But I was not staying an extra night after that. No, sir. No, ma'am. Excuse me. No. Okay, next. Thanks so much. That is what I'm struggling with. If I could take the right supplements that could help my eggs improve, even if it knocks off a few years. Yes. Yes. All right, I swear I'm gonna catch up. All right, let me stop talking and catch up. I'm sorry. I think every employer should offer fertility treatments on the plans. Absolutely, Tanya. Every employer, but our health system is a racket, right? It really sucks. However, I'm going to use my FSA to help my math. Okay. Oh, you're in Georgia. Yeah, I don't think Georgia's definitely not one. It's one of those swing states, right? It's a red state. Well, it was a red state. We turned it blue for this administration. So that's why. That's all I'm going to say. These red states, right? Florida's a red state. These red states, they don't care. What I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Take that as you will. Have you considered stopping liquids after a certain time for baby G? No, because he goes to sleep and wakes up dry. So what I will say is that when he's bottomless, and right now he's not bottomless because I'm on camera and he can like flash out at any given moment. He is 100% potty trained, number one and number two, when he is completely bottomless. I should make the transition to underwear because that will probably help. However, I am not prepared to clean up number twos from underwear. I don't mind cleaning up number ones, but I don't want to clean up number twos from underwear. And he has underwear. He has worn underwear. When he sees it, he asks to put the underwear on. Excuse you. And what happens is I tell him no because I know what he's gonna do. Stop. And 5 minutes after I say yes, he comes back to me and he says, I poopy. No. One. What did mommy say? Mommy said no.
Pee pee?
I know you pee pee. Where does pee pee go?
Pee.
Pee pee goes in the potty. Exactly. Did you pee pee in the potty? Did you pee pee in the potty? Why are you whispering it? You don't want the people to know? You're embarrassed? He know. Yes, that's mommy. You're Jaden. Yes. Yeah.
Here.
Yes. Hair. Head. Head. What? Shoulders. Head. Y'all can't see him, but he's like pointing to his body parts. So, you know. So what was I saying? Oh, liquids. Yes. So he wakes up dry. And if I suggest that he goes potty when he wakes up, he will go potty. He has woken up in the middle of the night and said, I have to go potty. So he does really well with number ones while wearing a pull-up. When he wants my attention, he will forego the potty to go in his pull-up. So this is an attention grab for him to pee pee in his pull-up. He's a work in progress. So I say when people ask about him being potty trained, he is about 97% of the way potty trained because he's not the most consistent with his number twos. He is still like going in another room to go number two when he has a pull up on instead of just going to the potty. When he's at the sitter, he does the number two very much because he often number twos before he gets to the sitter and after he comes home from the sitter. So I want to say once or twice he's number two at the sitter in the potty. Now, where he will go in the pull up is usually somewhere around his nap time, like he's waking up from the nap and he goes, or he goes during his nap or whatever. But most of the time, he is waking up from his naps dry. So she'll try to get him to go potty before he goes down for a nap. She'll try to get him to go potty after he wakes up from his nap. And he's been doing really well because he's coming home with all his pull ups for the week. So he's kind of like it's at the point where I'm sending like maybe 2 pull ups a day to the sitter. No. And he comes back. So that's like what, 10 pull-ups for a full week. He'll come back with like 6 or 8 of them. So he does really well during the day with asking to go potty and all of that great stuff. When we're out in public, he has no problems telling me that he has to go potty. The problem I have is usually there's no potty around for me to take him to. And he will fuss and scream at me about how bad he has to go potty when I don't have a potty to take him to. And I'm like, you're wearing a pull-up. If you have to go, just go. If you have to go, just go. And he doesn't want to go on himself. So the fact that he will do it when he's home says he's looking for attention. So I don't cut off his drink. He drinks a lot of water. We don't really do juice that much because I don't really drink juice. So I don't do a lot of sugar with him. I'm not like snacky or whatever. He has way more sugar than I do. I drink a lot of water. I don't drink carbonated beverages. I have juice in the house now because I do enjoy juice. No, don't touch. And so if I'm intentionally giving him juice, most of the time I'm diluting it because he doesn't need the sugar. He's high on life. The sugar just makes him like hyper. But I did have some juice with dinner, some Simply fruit punch, and he pretty much drank the whole cup from me. And I don't want him to get that juice preference over water. He's still drinking water. I was very late in introducing anything other than water and milk to him. So he drinks water like a champ. And he, like I said, he wakes up dry at night, so I don't cut him off. if he gets into the habit of like wetting the bed or anything like that, then I may consider cutting off his liquids at a certain point. All right. Yeah, your company's based out of California. Yep. So I think California is one of those mandated states. Majority of the companies based in California, so you have Kaiser. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Postman Pat. Okay, Postman Pat, you're doing a little too much. All right, Tanya and Aunt, if you're in Atlanta, I would love to connect. It will definitely help to have someone who understands this journey. Absolutely. Build your tribe. Build your tribe now. Yeah. Goodbye, Postman Pat. Riverdale, 30 minutes from Atlanta. Okay, making those connections. And Heather's in Jonesboro. Next. All right. Try bringing your potty with you. I got that from the old crap book. It works well for my 2-year-old son when we're out. Let's see. We don't leave the house very much. In the instances, I'm trying to give an example of when we were out and there was just no potty available or no opportunity for me to take him to the potty. Like, I get acupuncture every week. I get chiropractic right now every 2 weeks. He goes to the chiropractor with me once a month. I'm almost always getting acupuncture when he is with me to get his chiro. So when I'm on the table with needles and he all of a sudden says, I have to go potty, there's no potty for me to take. I can't get up off the table and take him to the potty, right? So I just have to deal with his temper tantrum then. Other instances where there's no potty, we just had one recently. What were we doing? And there was no potty for me to take him to. We were, I'm trying to think, what were we doing? Oh, I know what it was. My HOA had a meeting. We were at the meeting that morning, and he decided he had to go potty, and we were outside. Could I have taken the potty around the corner outside with me and went behind the chair and sat him down? Yeah, but I would have exposed him to all the neighbors, you know what I'm saying, to sit him outside the potty. So, and the interesting thing is that he cried bloody murder that he had to go potty, but he was able to hold it. So a lot of times he will cry potty and it's really like a lie. He doesn't really have to go. He just doesn't want to be where he is. Like, he doesn't want to be restrained. He wants to get up out of his seat. He doesn't want me to hold him anymore. So he will claim to go to the potty. Now, I have called his bluff a number of times, and he will sit on the pot and push out like 3 drops. So technically he had to go potty, but he didn't really have to go potty. He was just lying to get out of his current situation. So children, the master manipulators, they learn it in the womb. So if you don't have kids yet and you didn't know that, now you do. So it's a lot. It is a lot. Okay. All right. So I've caught up on comments. Whew, that's a lot of talking. And I didn't mean to be on here for 2 hours, but it's been 2 hours. Yeah. So that is what is going on with me. I know my videos are still like 2 years behind. I've never stopped filming for you all. I just want you to understand, I've never stopped filming. I just have not had the time to edit. And edit takes a lot of time and energy which I am short on considering everything that is going on around here. But considering I am starting this journey, listen, I'm not going to tell you again. I said don't touch. Listen, if you're listening to mommy, tap your nose. If you're listening to mommy, tap your nose. Right, you don't want to listen to mommy. What you're going to do is get yourself embarrassed. Mommy said don't touch. I'm not going to repeat myself.
I never read mommy. I'm going to fight with read mommy.
So Well, your nose is dirty. Sorry, I'm like picking his nose. I can't stand it. But yeah. So it's been tough. I never stopped filming. I didn't want you guys to wait like another year to get this information about me starting. I will try my best to at least keep Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, I'll try my best to at least keep Instagram up to date. And if I am still behind, I have some days. Don't grind your teeth, baby. Don't grind your teeth. I have some days off coming up where he will be at the sitter. It's the end of the year, so I'm having to use all my paid time off. So I'm hoping to get caught up with my video editing in that time. So by the end of this year, I will be completely caught up. I say that all the time, but I really, really, really do mean it. I hope by the end of this year I'm caught up because I don't have any vacations or anything like that planned. So I'm not going anywhere. I'll be home, hopefully rested. I can get my place cleaned up because he'll, for the most part, be at the sitter and I'll be home by myself. And it'll be me and the computer and I can edit after catching up with some much needed rest and relaxation. And then get everybody caught up. So by the time I'm ready to do transfer, it'll be still delayed, but more real time and not 2 years behind. It was not my intention to get this far behind in the videos, but like I said, I never stopped filming for you all. There was a lot that has gone on in the last 2 years that is important to my journey, so I want to make sure it is posted in chronological order. If you don't want to watch those videos, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to watch them, but I will try my best to do better at coming on and doing lives so you can get in real time updates about where things are and how things are going. Okay. But I am mentally having a struggle with posting videos out of chronological order just because I'm a context person. I don't like jumping into like movie series like on movie number 3. I have to start on like movie number 1 and get all that character build up before I can get to number 3. So that's just who I am as a person, and that's just how I operate. So yeah. All right. So that being said, how many people are still in here? It says there's 10 people watching. 10 people still. Do you all have any questions for me? I know it's getting late. It's so late for a lot of you. And this live is already 2 hours. Are there any additional questions about my new journey for baby number 2 and my protocol? So like I said, I haven't seen my instructions just yet. There's a portal. I have credentials for it. I haven't been able to get into it. Like I said, a lot of this stuff I was like just getting together like this morning, like the Omnitrope and stuff. And fortunately, that's coming tomorrow. So getting into November has been very, very last minute. The RE wanted to do, so I will say my HSG, the RE thought my uterus was oddly shapen. So like your uterus is like a V. And what he's saying is the top of the uterus is supposed to be straight across. Mine had a dip, right? Not super, not a super deep dip, but just a dip. And he was concerned about what that might be. He thought maybe a fibroid or something may have been pushing the cavity, making that shape in the cavity. What I will say though is the fibroid that I had removed in 2015 was almost 5 pounds. It was 20 centimeters. It sat on top of my uterus. It was pedunculated, which is a medical term for hanging from a stalk. So the removal of that fibroid was just about cutting the stalk, but then they have to like sew the stalk up. I think because that was on top of my uterus for so long, it may have maybe misshapen my uterus. If I'm recalling correctly, my HSG at the time that I did it for my, first go around in trying to conceive, that slope was there. But my RE did my fibroid surgery. So he's aware that I had that surgery. The slope didn't mean anything to him. He never brought it up or made any concern about it. Also, he had seen my uterus under ultrasound. To be quite honest, this RE has not seen my uterus under ultrasound at all. Monday will be his first time seeing my uterus under ultrasound. So he has no idea what's there. I asked if he wanted to do this ultrasound. Every time they bring me an hour away into the office, I ask if I will be getting an ultrasound to make my trip worthwhile. They have not done an ultrasound yet, although I have signed the pelvic examination form twice. And they have yet to do a pelvic examination on me in the office. So we will see on Monday what's going on with my uterus. But he wanted to do a water sono because of the misshapenness of my uterus. Put it back, please. And that was in case he wanted to do a water sono and a mock transfer. That was all in preparation for a potential fresh transfer in the event. Gosh, my hair is like looking crazy. In the event my embryos were not growing well, right? And they wanted to try to save them with doing like maybe a 3-day transfer or something like that, which is interesting because that was part of the plan, but they didn't include any transfer medications in my order. So how exactly are you going to start me on progesterone for a fresh transfer when you didn't order any? I'll be asking that question on Monday. But that's neither here nor there. No, leave this in the box, please. That's neither here nor there because the earliest, even though I saw the RE 3 weeks ago today, and they told me they would call me to schedule the water sono, I did not get a call until Tuesday of this week. They told me the earliest they could get me in for the water sono is November 4th, which would have been too late for me to start stems. And it's just like, well, what's happening here? And essentially, they were going to push my retrieval to December. I've already been on birth control. I'm not waiting another month to do this retrieval. I need to get off this birth control. So, I said, what if we just forewent any fresh transfer and just did a freeze all no matter what happened? That means I don't have to have a water sono. I don't need a mock transfer or any of that prior to the egg retrieval. I need to get these egg retrievals done. And so the doctor agreed today because he was away on vacation this week or something like that. He was away, and this was my solution to the clinic in the scheduling problem. Meanwhile, they were trying to blame everything. The fact that the doctor went away for a week, the fact that they hadn't seen my chest x-ray or EKG results. Look, the tests are done. It's just a matter of getting the paperwork. Let's not blame that on the scheduling issue. What the only reason he wants to do those tests is because we were thinking about a fresh transfer. If I take that off the table, there's no need to do these tests. We can do them another day, and I can get into November, right? And they had to get the doctor's permission. But as of right now, I'm in November. We'll see how it goes. But that's how last minute all of this has been. And I'm like, I've been on this birth control for way too long. I need to be off of it. I'm not waiting another month. So let's get it going. That's me advocating for myself, y'all. Try it. Get you some. Get you some. Good morning, sis. Sending you love, prayers, positive vibes, and baby dust. All right, Tanya, are you going? Yeah, good night. Sending you love, prayers, and baby dust on your new journey. Thank you. Thank you. Same here. Am I doing a frozen transfer? Yep, I sure am. The other thing I told before I even knew the price of PGT testing, I told the RE that I did not want to do PGT testing unless I had at least 3 embryos to test. I needed at least 3. So if I don't get 3, it is not this is when I thought PGT was just going to cost me $2,500. I might need to raise that number now that I know that it costs $4,400. But the RE believes if I can get a euploid embryo, that is a chromosomally normal embryo, by PGT-A testing, that will definitely get pregnant, right? He has no doubts in his mind about that. So, but I don't want to be bothered with testing, especially now that I know that it costs $4,400 for y'all to just do a biopsy. I don't want to be bothered with testing unless I have enough embryos to test. Because the cost of just doing the transfers, right? A transfer costs anywhere from like $1,500 to $2,500. Considering I have insurance and insurance will pay for the transfers, that's what it will cost. And transfers are essentially 100% after deductible. Mommy said, stop. So stop. Stop it. I'm not going to tell you again. No. So, mommy said stop. So stop reaching for it. I said stop. No. So, so he understands. I said all this to him for the first time while he was sort of training the young lady that I was going to be speaking to about the finances. And so he, as he explained to her that I know how expensive PGT testing is, so it's important for them to know that I don't want to be bothered with PGT unless I get enough embryos to move forward with that. So that's why there's a high possibility that I will do back to back. My insurance this go around. I told you to stop kicking the tripod. I'm not going to tell you again. Get down. No. No. Mommy does not coddle bad behavior. Mommy does not coddle bad behavior.
No.
If you're listening to mommy, tap your nose. If you're listening to mommy, tap your nose. No. Excuse me, sir. Stop biting my shirt. Mommy does not like that behavior at all. No, mommy doesn't like that behavior. Are you sleepy? You are sleepy. Okay. So go to sleep, okay? I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. This is me being good for the camera. When I'm tired, that whole gentle parenting business goes out the door. He's trying to be slick. He's still kicking on this cord over here. So, oh my God, where was I? My brain just doesn't retain anything. Anyway, I told him I didn't want to have it. And so now that I know it's $4,400, I might need to raise that to like $4,000 or something, because I'm not going to tell you again. I just pinched his thigh. I'm not going to tell you again to stop touching the computer. Stop. It's supposed to hurt. Stop touching the computer.
What's mommy? Mommy right here.
Hi, Wayne. How are you? This is a very intimate discussion about trying to make a baby. So you're feel free to respectfully listen and comment. If this is not your cha-cha, you are free to exit said live. But how are you in Ireland? Yeah, so so frozen transfer is definitely it. There are reasons why one might consider a frozen transfer over fresh, especially during IVF. I need you to no, you're doing the most. Mommy doesn't like that.
Good night, my good night.
Yes, good night. Good night. So good night.
No.
Good night, sir. You don't have to be right here. Good night.
No.
Because what you're doing right now is being slick. You think you're slick and you keep kicking the tripod. I keep asking you to not touch this and you're touching it anyway.
Okay, Mommy. Oh, that's Titi.
Sorry about that, y'all. So when you do IVF egg retrieval, the focus is on your eggs and stimulating as many eggs as you possibly can. In the process, no, in the process of stimulating those eggs, you are growing a lining, which allows you to do a fresh transfer. The problem is a lot of the medications that you are given for stimulation can affect your lining and its ability to be ready to implant an embryo. It makes it harder. It's not impossible, but it does make it harder. So that's why for a lot of older women, some studies have deemed frozen transfer to be better than a fresh transfer, because in a frozen transfer, the focus is on the lining. You're not taking all the additional medications to try to stem you or anything like that. The focus is on growing a nice, healthy lining for transferring a beautiful embryo to hopefully attach and become a take-home baby. So for that purpose, a fresh transfer, it has the higher percentage of success. A frozen transfer has the higher percentage of success than a fresh transfer. And as a matter of fact, he wrote some numbers down on a paper. I'm going to see if I can find them. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Give me a minute. Come here, sir. Get off of this. This is plastic. Don't play with that. Come here. No. Come on. All right. All right, y'all. I'm back because he likes to draw pictures and write numbers down. So he's giving me like some statistics and things. So like you see this? This is him. This is like a printout, and then this is him like writing on stuff. So basically, I think he was saying in a 35-year-old woman versus myself as a woman who's over 40 with I guess normal or something like that. There's like a 60% chance of success. Me is like a 10 to 20% chance of success for a, I guess, a fresh transfer. Well, in a frozen transfer, there's a 60% chance of success. And for a woman that's 35, for a woman over 40, there's a 10 to 20% chance of success. And a fresh transfer that goes down to 50% for a woman who's 35 and 10% for a woman that's over 40, like myself. Let's see. And then he said, if I do PGT testing and get a euploid embryo, that is an embryo that is chromosomally normal, then the chances of success of getting pregnant is 70% for both a 35-year-old woman and for myself as a woman over 40. So that's what he wrote. You all can see that. It's hard to understand, but I was there when he wrote all of this stuff. So he was drawing pictures and trying to explain, IVF and ICSI and PGTA testing, fresh versus frozen transfer. He's trying to explain all of this to the young lady who does the billing. So not so much education for me, but more for her. He was kind of like giving her pop quizzes on the way too. So hopefully that helps to answer your question, Heather, about, well, one, yes, I do plan to do frozen transfer, and why it's beneficial. for myself to do a frozen transfer versus a fresh transfer. Also, he was saying, when you do a fresh transfer, just the egg retrieval itself has risks, right? One of the risks is OHH, which is ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, which can be very painful, very debilitating, and a lot of fresh transfers have been canceled for that condition. That can often be a side effect of the egg retrieval. Also, he was saying that the medications given affect the endometrium and can call what they call an embryo I think it's called dystronomy or something like that, where basically he's saying the medications can throw off your window of implantation, right? So if you're familiar with the ERA and all of that good stuff, I did ask the doctor about whether I should redo the ERA. I did an ERA the last time. I came back receptive on the ERA. That's the endometrial receptivity array. That was a test to see whether I required more or less or the standard amount of progesterone during a transfer in order for my endometrium to be prepared to accept an embryo for implantation. I came back receptive, so I'm perfectly fine with not repeating that test because that is a test that insurance does not pay for. It is also not very cheap. Last time I paid about $750 for the test. That was just for the biopsy to be tested, but I still had to go through like an actual cycle as if I was doing an FET, and then a biopsy of my endometrium had to happen. And that costs money. For some people that will be out of pocket. For some people, insurance will pay for that biopsy depending on how they code it. I'm not responsible for how they code it, but hopefully insurance pays for it. You know what I'm saying? And so the actual testing of the biopsy sample was $750 with the lab, which of course insurance does not pay for. So like I said, expensive test. He actually did not think that an ERA had been statistically proven to make a difference if you change your protocol based on its findings. I personally have a difference of opinion there. Even though he thinks the test is BS, to quote him, he would do the test if I felt I needed it. So in that regard, even if he doesn't believe in the test, he would not prevent me from getting the test and partnering with me in my care to make me feel better about the situation. So that's a check for the doctor. All right. So I don't know if I'm just up here talking to myself because nobody's commenting. But in case that I am, oops, what's happening? Yeah, since there's 11 people watching. But nobody's saying anything. But hopefully people are learning because I'm saying a whole lot of stuff that I may be repeating. But yeah. So all right, 2 hours and 23 minutes. Usually these lives go really long. Then it's already late. It's a Friday. Weather is nice in a lot of places. So I understand people are probably out enjoying their Friday. Halloween is on Monday, so there are probably a lot of Halloween parties going on tonight. I am not dressed for Halloween, of course, unless you want to say I'm dressed for a woman about to go through IVF. I do have on my IVF mom, hashtag IVF mom shirt, even though it's a little faded. I wear the shirt a lot. But yeah, that's where I am. That's what's been going on. I know I've been really quiet on Instagram. And my videos are behind here on YouTube. But that is a lot of what I've been going through. And another example of the education, he's got all these PowerPoint slides, right? Pages and pages. I have not read any of this. But he does use a lot of this. Like you see, he's written all over this page about, the transfer guidelines and like how many embryos they would transfer, whether they're PGT tested or not. depending on the age of the woman. So he's got 30, 35, 40, 45, non-deployed, how many they would transfer, and then if it's if it is deployed versus whether you don't do the testing or not. So he's really, really big on the education. And so he's been putting a lot of this stuff together. I'm happy to share any of this information with any of you all. Transfer this into something electronic and send it to you. If you're interested, I can use my scanner, turn this into a PDF and send it. Just let me know. Send me an email, TamikiaTT@yahoo.com. And I'm happy to oblige anyone who's interested in all this great stuff and wants to, learn. Now, it wouldn't be with any supporting information. You know how PowerPoint slides are. You typically need somebody to talk through them. But yeah, that's it. So as far as where I am on the journey, I have most of my meds. The last of my meds are coming in tomorrow. The only thing I have left on my checklist, because they're no longer asking for the medical clearances from the 3 doctors I mentioned earlier, is for me to ship the sperm to the clinic. So I am due for storage anyway in November. So it's best for me to get those out of there before November so I don't have to pay for storage anymore. And then they'll be at that clinic for such a short time, I shouldn't have to pay for storage anymore. So they'll hold on to them for the short term without me having to pay for any storage anyway. So it doesn't look like there are any more questions or comments in the chat. It is late, probably too late for me to finish this dinner. So I'm not hungry anyway, but I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. I am going to take my nighttime meds, including my last birth control pill for this cycle, and enjoy what's left of my evening with my baby. It is 11:45 and he is still awake. So he's giving me a hard time because he is tired. He's not hungry, but he is tired. So I'm going to get him down. Oh, you're listening. Good info. Great. I'm glad, Phoebe. I don't know when you joined, but there's a lot of stuff that I said at the beginning of this too. So be sure to check out the beginning of the live as well. Even though I've been through this before, there is still a lot of new. So in case you missed the beginning, I will be taking Follistim for the first time. My previous IVF cycles were with Gonal F. I will be taking Ganirelix this time. My previous cycles were with Cetrotide. And this is my first time experiencing Omnitrope. So I'm hoping I don't experience any side effects. Someone mentioned, the Omnitrope causing a cyst for them before. So I'm hoping that I don't experience that. And that Omnitrope gives my eggs just the boost that they need. If you followed me before on my previous journey with IVF, you might recall that I got a decent amount of eggs out. I had a decent amount of eggs fertilized, and they all did very good up until day 4. Like, it seemed like at day 4, a lot of my embryos were just, they were seizing, right? Just stop. They would just stop growing at day 4. So that's where I would lose most of my embryos before they would make it to that morula or blastocyst stage. I like to think a lot of that is because my vitamin C was in my vitamin D, like David, was in the toilet. Normal. He's not wearing a pull up anymore. Come here. Let's put on a pull up.
Put on a pull up.
Yeah, come here, because he's about to inch himself into the camera. Come here. Let's put this on. Normal vitamin D is 30. When trying to get pregnant, they like to see it around 40. And my vitamin D at the time that it was taken after my first frozen embryo transfer failure was 20. So my vitamin D was essentially in the toilet. I am okay. Just wanted to make sure this was on the right way. Um, Vitamin D does go toward your egg quality, and it also aids in implantation as well. So please leave mommy's light alone. I asked you not to touch this. I don't want to keep screaming at you tonight. So yeah. So I'm hoping with my vitamin D in a good place that my egg quality will do better. He has added the omnitrope, and like I said before, my AMH. Don't do that. 1, 2. Come here. Come here. My AMH is not very different. It did drop a little, but it's not very different than where it was the last time I did IVF. And my FSH was still in a good place. Actually, maybe better than where it was the last time I did IVF. So my body is not working as hard to stimulate follicles, thanks to my FSH level. And my AMH says I still have some eggs left. I have no idea what my antral follicle count is because I have not had any ultrasound. I guess we'll see on Monday. We will see on Monday. I've been on the birth control almost 3 weeks, and I'm tired of being on it. And so then he's playing with his shadow. Excuse me. You're blocking mommy in the camera. See, look. Turn around. You see? You're blocking mommy in the camera.
Blocking mommy.
You're blocking mommy. Yes.
I'm blocking mommy.
The people can't see her. No, don't touch the light.
Light.
Oh, goodness. He's a handful, especially at almost 12 o'clock. This is tired baby G being extra. So I do need to make my way off of this live so I can get him to sleep. And then I can maybe relax because I've missed my window, right? Come on. I've missed my window of getting him to fall asleep easy. So now it's going to be a little difficult to get him to go to sleep. No. Excuse me, sir.
Get down.
No, mommy doesn't want you to get down.
Help. Yeah.
No, you don't need any help. Why are you screaming for help? What do you need help with? What do you need help with? Tell mommy what you need help with. You want to get down? No, you can't get down. No. Are you sleepy? You are sleepy. Yes. Yes. Eskimo kisses. Can mommy have an Eskimo kiss? That's not an Eskimo kiss. This is an Eskimo kiss. So, all right, y'all. My eyelids are starting to fall, but you get what I'm saying. Stop, Phoebe. I know you're listening. Any other questions? I'll give you another 10 minutes. That'll be 2 hours and 45 minutes. Going once? Going twice? No. Yeah, this was meant to be a short live. It's not been. These lives never are, and that's because I stay away for too long. So, like I said, it's been July since I've done a live with you guys. So, all right. Is there? I guess if anybody else is left, listen. Let me know if is there a delay in the and when I get the comments. Yeah, since it's still 10 in here, I think folks are just listening. Maybe off doing other things, getting ready. But I will. I will have to bid everyone adieu. I am so exhausted. I worked all day today, and I've not been getting good sleep. So I kind of want to take my medications and find my way to bed. Yeah, yeah, and maybe get some relaxation in tomorrow. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end the live. It has been great talking to everyone. Um, I miss you guys. I miss you guys. I miss posting videos. I miss replying to comments. Gosh, I miss, like I just said, like I said earlier, baby G turned 3 last Friday. I didn't do a party. I didn't even do the Zoom for everybody to sing happy birthday. I took the day off and spent the day with him. We went to Monkey Joe's, and we came back from Monkey Joe's. I got him some balloons and some cupcakes, and so I lit 3 candles, sang happy birthday to him, and let him blow out the candles. And that was the Friday. That was his birthday. And then on Saturday we went to Animal Kingdom and had a full day there. And then I was just exhausted from there. So Sunday was a rest day, and then Monday I was back to work. Was I back to work? Yeah, I was back to work on Monday. So no, I was off. I was off on Monday, but I spent my Monday trying to get a bunch of tests done so I could do this cycle in November. So my day off wasn't such a great day off, but and he also had his pediatric appointment that day. So yeah, a lot has been going on, and I have been struggling to keep all of it together. So um it's a lot. It's a scheduling mess, especially with work, and then trying to figure out what to do with him when I can't take him with me. And so rest has become a priority when I can find it. And unfortunately, that means foregoing editing, right, on some of these videos. And then there are other things going on in life as well. So I'm just trying my best. Like I said, I'm the VP on the HOA board, so there's been some work with that, and I have a side to get off of the back of my chair. 1, 2, 3, get down. 4, 5. You see how he moves? Now he's about to be embarrassed because he knows what it means when I get to 5. I'm not playing. No, I'm not tickling you. I'm actually trying to pinch him. He thinks it's funny until it actually starts to hurt. You need to find your listening ears. Because mommy does not like you on the back of her furniture that way. So he is really showing out. I'm going to end this live. Yeah, I'll put my boy to bed. Finally, I'll definitely stay tuned. Thanks, Phoebe. Appreciate it. But you see what happens when he's tired? He's really turning up now. And so before I get really upset with him, I'm going to sign off because this is a real cry for attention. Give him about 10 minutes, fill up his attention bucket for a while, and get him to sleep. So hopefully some of this has been informational. I will, like I did before, walk everybody through my protocol as I go through it, so you can follow it. I'll try not to repeat too much. You know, when new meds are introduced, like how the meds are taken and all of that good stuff, if I can understand why the meds are introduced when they're introduced, and why specifically about the Omnitrope, because Omnitrope is used a number of different ways. So if I get a chance to talk to the doctor, I will ask about what role Omnitrope plays pardon me, when used during the stem cycle instead of being used before the stem cycle in addition to the stem cycle. So because I have seen it mostly the other way around, I am curious as to why he's made the decision to do the protocol this way, and I'm sure he'll have no problems explaining that to me. And I will bring that information back to you all in case your doctor wants to do the same thing and maybe doesn't explain it. So I will try my best. You all can do your part by asking all the good, great questions, and I'll be in here to answer as much as I can. I'm kind of excited to sort of get back into it, but I'm also, because I know what's coming, I'm not excited about a lot of things. And like I said, that video with my supplements is coming. I haven't even recorded it yet. But I guess maybe I'll do that. I don't know when it will air. I may end up doing another live within the next week or so to explain what supplements I am taking this go around. Hey, Arlette. I was about to hang up. We've been on here for almost 3 hours, but I will give you some extra time if you have it, if you have any questions. Yeah, so because I have some new supplements, but they don't have anything to do with fertility. They have everything to do with my glucose and my glucose management. So, but they're part of the journey, you know. So I will mention them. So thank you, Phoebe. I'm glad you're listening. Hopefully, I can be helpful and of assistance. And if you have any questions about what's going on with you, I'm happy to answer them. You don't have to wait for me to come in here and do a video. You can DM me on Instagram or you can send me an email. I do check them regularly and I do respond. So if you want to do something in a more private manner that way, I'm happy to answer whatever I can if something else comes up. All right, let's see. I was just coming to see if you were still on. I am, girl. I always attempt for it to be a short live. Were you on earlier, Arlette? If you were not on earlier and you missed what was in my box, do you want to see or you want to just go back and watch? Because this here is the end. I was willing to give Phoebe or anyone else who was watching. No, you'll watch it. You'll watch it. Okay. Yeah, because as you can see, Baby G is turning up. It is late and he needs to get to bed. So I'm gonna hang it up. And if you have any questions, Arlette, you know how to reach me. Let me know. No, well, I'm glad you joined. That's the thing. That's how these lives go, like 4 hours long. People come on late, and then I end up staying on because I miss you guys so much. I miss talking to you. I miss being you like in the lives and like having like real conversations. Life has just been so busy. I've been missing everybody else's lives. I wish I could be like in the chats and stuff, but I've just been so tired and like still working and not getting any sleep and all that great stuff that it's just kind of hard. And I just try to get y'all videos in where I can fit in. Both of mine are still up. Girl, are they turning up? Like this one, you see this one, he is turning up. And I know he's tired. And I've missed my window of opportunity to get him down quickly. So, what is in your mouth? Open your mouth. Give to mommy. 1, 2, 3. Give to mommy. Thank you.
Thank you, mommy. Thank you, mommy. Thank you, mommy.
There will be more and more interruptions the longer I stay on. So, Arlette, if you want to talk, we can talk. But I gotta get off this live because he is turning up. But if you're up and just need to chat, we can do that. Okay. But I want to thank everybody who joined the live, who participated, or watching the Peanuts movie for the 3rd time. Oh my gosh, I haven't even really watched TV in the last like 3 or 4 weeks. It's just been so crazy. And I almost forgot that Halloween is on Monday. At least they're quiet. At least they're quiet. So they're enjoying the show. So that's good. That's good. But it's the weekend, right? Maybe they'll sleep in the morning. There's a chance, right? They might sleep in. No, baby. Put it back.
Hi, mommy.
That's mommy's purse. All right. Good night, Arlette. I'm gonna say good night to everyone else. Sticky baby, that's who to all those who are TTC. Bye bye. Oh, he's waving. He said bye bye. You say bye bye. Say bye bye over here.
Bye bye.
Wait,
Oh yeah.
Say over here. Say bye bye. Say bye bye. Bye bye. All right. Have a good night, y'all. Okay, that's enough blowing kisses. We say good night. Buenos noches. Buenos noches. Can you say buenos noches?
Kisses.
Buenos noches.
Bueno, chicas.
Buenos noches. The kisses. Besos. Besos. Bye bye. Adios.
Adios.
All right, folks. Catch you in the next video. Bye bye.
I'm not having mommy.